The following program is for adult audiences only.
I'm going to play some music now and not talk about this on the air.
Sounds good.
Happy Wednesday. It is February 26th. February 26th, and I'm Eric, talking at you once again from Kelowna, British Columbia, Canada, where last night I saw Gwyneth Paltrow on Jimmy Kimmel. And I just couldn't help thinking, hey, look, it's that girl who always says how much she adores Harvey Weinstein, talking to the guy who films little girls jumping on a trampoline.
I fucking hate that bitch.
What a neat interview that was to watch. Talk about her in a minute. Hey, Gord, how you doing, buddy?
Loving my new shirt.
I love your new shirt too. And I might just have to post a picture of Gord on the air in his fancy new shirt. And you guys can have those fancy new shirts for just $15 at ericandgord.world. They come in 5 sizes for men, 5 different sizes for ladies. They come in like 10 different colors. There's actually more options than that. If you have a specific thing you would like in mind, let me know, and I'll see if I can make it happen, because the possibilities are endless. ericandgord.world, $15 t-shirts, and we'll throw in a free pen. I want to say...
So good.
want to talk to you about the gum, too. That's more difficult than we thought. I want to say hi, Mike at Pit Lane. I hope everything's racing good over there. Everybody, when you're not listening to us, listen to Mike and his crew at Pit Lane Parlay on Apple Podcasts. #1 IndyCar and racing podcast in the world. And if you don't want to listen to that, listen to Alex and Tom at Thor's Kin. There's some funny dudes.
Damn right.
And when you're like, man, I just can't listen to podcasts anymore, that's cool. Head over to Netflix. Check out The Truth About Marriage. The single greatest documentary that's been made in the last 38 years. I'm just saying, that is the opinion of some people who are me. And real quick, I do have to mention 2 things that are launching in March. The first of is, of course, the stories behind the songs. It's a podcast where we tell you the stories behind songs. And something that's kind of cool. Anyway, stories behind the songs launches March 2nd. It's very cool. You've heard me talk about it very, very much. A lot of work has gone into it. I'm not even close to having my first episode done that was supposed to be done on the 10th of February. Should be a complete shit show. And then I guess that's enough of that for 1 minute. But I did want to get back to my intro real quick. Because I have in front of me here 5 things I think the world needs to know about Gwyneth Paltrow that I learned through my educational show I got to watch last night.
Is one of them she sucks?
One of them, point number 1, this is 5 things that you may not know about Gwyneth Paltrow, and I think you should. Number 1, Gwyneth Paltrow looks fucking terrible. Whatever she's doing on that goop fucking shit, her face is weird. She is not the hot girl who married Brad Pitt in the 90s.
Wow, was she good looking back then?
She was gorgeous. I always thought she was really pretty, and she looks terrible. Number 2, another thing you may not know about Gwyneth Paltrow, she is boring as fuck. Like, she has no sense of humor. She's just very weird, but I'll get to that because that ties into point number 4. But point number 3, Gwyneth Paltrow hates her family.
Does she?
She was sitting there talking about her kids, and she's like, yeah, you know, they have to go through a lot because I'm so famous. And then she just stops. She's like, well, Well, I guess both of her parents are kind of famous. Like, just totally fucking shoots down her husband. Not in so many words, but you can just tell. She's just like, yeah, he sucks and his band sucks and I'm the famous one. And she just got really
Dude, hate that fucking scab.
And I'm like,
uh-oh.
The fourth thing you may not know about Gwyneth Paltrow, and I didn't really know this, but I have it on fairly good authority. She's an evil robot from outer space.
I've heard that.
She was talking about.
I can verify that.
She was talking about a group she auditioned for in the 90s, like a Spice Girls type thing, and she just didn't. It didn't make any sense. Anything she was saying, like she just didn't understand how humans work. And then she was talking about how they did a Billy Joel song a cappella, but she like doesn't know who Billy Joel is. And I'm like, who the fuck is our age that doesn't know who Billy Joel is? Just none of her facts were straight. Like she didn't understand Earth. You could tell. And
she's a scab on society.
And goop is frightening.
Isn't goop what comes out of her vagina?
I don't know. Buy a candle.
I'd rather not.
And the fifth thing that you need to know about Gwyneth Paltrow that you probably don't. I only wrote down 4. So number 5 is fuck Gwyneth Paltrow. She's my new Apple. Oh wait, that's her kid too.
I don't understand. Like, she's not a good actress. She's
done a hell of a job of acting like a human.
Has she though? Has she really? I don't know.
Up until last night, I was fully convinced she was one of us, but. All right, I want to get to some real news.
Before we do,
Gord would like to talk to you.
Very, very quickly. I came across something today. Thank you, Thorskin, for posting this, because I have been wrong. Aside from the revelation Eric and I were talking that I had long before the show today, I saw this little post, and I just have to share it with the world because it is just the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life. It's a conversation between Batman and his butler. What's his butler's name again?
Oh, is this I know what you're talking about. It's Alfred. But I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I just have to share it because it's just so fucking goddamn awesome. So Alfred says to Batman, "Why do you wear dark colors, sir?" And Batman goes, "So I won't get shot at." So he says, "Why does Robin wear bright colors?" Batman looks at him and goes, "So I won't get shot at." I've been giggling about that shit all fucking day.
It's funny because it's true. I never liked Robin. I never saw the point of Robin. I don't know too many other superhero sidekicks. I just know if he's the gold standard, then they're pretty fucking lame.
Yeah, there's no denying. It's Robin was just the worst. He had nothing.
Please
literally.
share this podcast with family and friends.
That's for Gwyneth Paltrow. Yeah, that's awesome. Those Thorskin kids, they're good stuff. I can't wait to talk to them again.
Yeah, I just can't get over it.
I don't know about this Robert Pattinson debacle. I think people are a little Batman fatigued. I don't think I'm the only one. And I don't
think so.
I don't see this movie getting a very warm reception. I don't think anybody cares. I think the Joker really turned people off of the whole goddamn thing.
Well, yeah. Batman, and it's, for what it is, Batman has just done horribly for itself for almost every, he had, 3 good Batman movies? When it comes down to it?
I only like the one Christopher Nolan movie, The Dark Knight. I quite enjoyed the 2 Tim Burton movies. So that makes 3.
Wait, the Tim Burton ones, as in the ones with
the Jack Nicholson and the second the Danny DeVito. The Joker and the Penguin.
I see. I don't remember the second one much. I don't think I was all that impressed. I mean, the first one was fantastic. There's no getting around it.
I love the scenery. I love that he made Gotham really dark and gross, which is supposed to be. And I like the. See, this is where people disagree with me. I went into it thinking it's a comic book. It should look like a comic book, and so did Tim Burton, and that's what he did. He put a comic book on the screen.
Yes.
Joel Schumacher took it way too far, and with the third one with Arnold Schwarzenegger and all that crap.
Oh, that was so bad.
He made it into a cartoon, which it didn't need to be, but Tim Burton made it look like a comic book. I thought it was really great.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed both those movies. I still enjoy Jack Nicholson's Joker.
It was great. He did a great job.
I didn't like the Christopher Nolan movies. I didn't like any of them. That's a lie. I liked The Dark Knight quite a bit. The rest of them, I didn't care for. I
didn't mind them. I have to admit, I didn't mind them. Like, I don't mind Batman Begins. I can't think of what the second one was called.
Whatever. I don't know. Which one was The Dark Knight?
Technically the third one.
Okay. Well, whatever the second one. The second one was is that the one with Bane?
Yeah, that I just right. All the advances in technology, and you have to make it sound like a McDonald's takeout speaker.
It's fucking hilarious. I didn't give a crap about it. The whole story, I was like, oh god. And then I knew I'm bad for this kind of shit, and I know it sounds pretentious of me to say, but I knew the story. I knew who the chick was immediately. And then she stabs him at the end. You find out she's the one who escaped from the freaky thing.
Yeah.
I knew right away. I'm bad in movies for that. I've got this weird thing. I saw The Sixth Sense in like the first 5 minutes. I'm like, that dude's dead.
That dude's dead.
I said it out loud. I'm like, Bruce Willis is dead. That's why the kid sees him. And then everyone hated my guts because it was like the first showing too, so nobody knew.
You know what's funny? I had to watch a second time to understand all of it.
Yeah.
By the time I got to the end, I stopped paying a lot of attention. So I'm like, huh? Yeah, I'll just rewatch that again some other time if it makes sense then.
I'm good with movies like that. And I don't know. It kind of ruins them. It doesn't ruin them for me. I'm not a spoiler. I watch a movie for the art of it. I'm not like you can tell me the ending of a movie and I don't care. I'm happy. I mean, whatever. I'll still watch it. But I've got a weird intuition for these things.
That's so funny.
Okay. Batman. Robert Pattinson. Sorry, buddy. You're going to suck.
You are going to just eat a fat dick on that one. There's no getting around it.
I would like to talk. I'm going to talk to Joe Rogan about the coronavirus pretty soon because everybody knows Joe Rogan is coming to Vancouver under the guise that he's playing at the 420 celebration. We all know why he's coming to Vancouver to ask me for a job or try to beat me up.
No, I'm pretty sure he's going to ask you for a job.
But he's claiming to be. I'd like to talk to him about this because he's got actually some moderately interesting opinions on it. But anyway, the aftermath of the coronavirus, which is really, really winding down, the one thing that coronavirus has absolutely proven beyond a shadow of a doubt is that the world is not prepared for a pandemic. And when a real one happens, officials from the World Health Organization have been quoted as saying, yeah, you guys are fucked. That is a actual quote. We're not ready. Like the way this was handled and the things that slipped through the cracks and the mismanagement in China, we're fucked. But the fact that this was a news story that was announced today made me think that Gord is right on fucking track. That this was a test of the emergency broadcast system. Now, was it an American test or a Chinese test? Time will tell. But this, now, they're all but saying that's what this is.
Yep. I told you.
Yeah,
tried
you did.
that. Yep.
And I didn't even believe it. But it's just all the chips are falling into place now, and it seems like we were being tested. Now they've figured out all the cracks in their little plan. They'll spend a couple of years fixing those, and they will destroy our lives.
It just...
Again, if people just keep your heads on your fucking shoulders for a minute, if you're not in the city where the people who are sick are, you are not going to get sick. Keep track of where the sick people are. In Canada, they're still in Toronto and Vancouver. That's it. If you're not in Toronto or Vancouver, shut the fuck up.
It's not that difficult.
I was thinking about Idiocracy the other night, the doctor on Idiocracy, and it just slayed me.
I can't even remember that.
With Justin Long as the doctor, and he's telling Luke Wilson, he's like, and you know how they all talk in the future. He's like, yeah, I don't want to sound like a fag or anything, but your chart says you're all fucked up.
That's so good.
God, I can't wait till doctors talk like that. I want to see the coronavirus in the future, because we are very much becoming like the Idiocracy characters, and I think this is the speech the president gives. Shit's bad. Shit's fucked.
Shit's all fucked up.
We are becoming like those people very, very quickly, and I think that's the problem when you run into something with coronavirus and you get all these kids that are meatheads now going, I don't know, what do I do? Then you're calling 911 and they're just sitting there watching TV, ignoring your fucking phone calls. I don't know if we're going to make it to your asteroid.
I certainly hope not at this stage of the game, but yeah, I don't know. I've lost.
What do I got?
Not only have I lost all faith in humanity, but with my, with my revelation that I had, which, well, okay, do I talk about this, or do we say this until next Sunday?
Well, no, we could get into what you want to talk about, but I really want to wait for the people who know more than we do about it, because I can't speak to. I can only speculate. I have my knowledge of the Bible is diminished significantly.
Yeah, but this really, this basically takes the Bible in itself out of the equation.
So what we're talking about, ladies and gentlemen, at home is on Sunday, March the 8th, as our season finale, the last episode of Season 2. We're saying goodbye to Season 2 by having a very nice, free, respectful, open discussion. It's the September the 8th, Season 2, Eric and Gord Godcast. Where
Godcast.
We are having some of the best minds in Christianity sit down with us to open a discussion. Now, my hope from this is that we can break down some barriers and we can start having these talks like normal human beings. We're at this place now where non-believers and believers don't talk to each other about it, and it's supposed to be all hush-hush, and we're supposed to... No, fuck you. We can talk about anything we want. You know why? Because we're fucking humans, and that's fine. But this is an uncomfortable thing. People don't like to talk about it. People think that these guys have no sense of humor, and they're all like, but they do, and they're cool, and they want to be on our show to prove that. And that's cool. I want to open up the dialogue. I think if we get more people working together, whether you believe in God or not, then we can all work toward killing pedophiles, and that is my big goal. Let's start making it so the Catholics can't hide in their weird secret little world. Let's just befriend them and drag them out and then smash their fucking heads.
Damn straight.
And that's not all Catholics. It's just the ones who fuck little kids.
Just the bad ones.
Just the bad ones. Anyway, this is going to open up. I was talking to one of our guests. Oh, I'll let you guys know beforehand. This is going to be at 1 p.m. Central Time on Sunday the 8th. It is live, and it is going on as long as we fucking want it to. I'm not putting a time limit on it. Spreaker puts a 5-hour time limit on it, but whatever. So Gord wants to bring up a subject right now, but we have joining us. What the fuck was that? We have joining us on that day. Fuck, I've lost all my notes.
Oh, that's frustrating.
Jeffrey Davis is one of the guests who's joining us. He's a former evangelist. I have trouble with that word. He's a former evangelist and pastor, and this is an actual quote. I no longer am a believer in any God or faith or religion at all. So, he'll be an interesting one to talk to, because I don't know how you go from that extreme to the other. The other guy is Justin Lasser. He lives in Indiana, and his actual title is Smartest Man Alive.
Oh, come on. We already know that I got him beat on that.
No, this guy, he's the professor of religious studies. He specializes in the New Testament, the non-canonical Gospels of Syria, Egypt, and Byzantium. His focus is on the Eastern Orthodox tradition in the first millennium. The Bible that preceded the printing press is what he studies, which must be a lot of slappy-ass handwriting in that shit.
Yeah.
So he's going to be absolutely... I just can't wait to talk to him. And they've heard the show. Jeffrey Davis started... Gordon, did you join the Explicit podcast group?
No.
It's a Facebook group devoted specifically to explicit podcasts and dirty bastards like us.
No, I never even heard of it.
Jeffrey Davis, the former pastor and evangelist, started the Explicit podcast group. It's a group of 4 podcasters who say fucking shit.
Oh, well, fucking shit. How about that crap?
So very cool. Join us for that. Gord thinks that God is in China with the 2 Michaels.
Basically.
And that's why shit's all fucked up.
But it's not just that, because like you said, you mentioned earlier, like Dogma was kind of about that, and there's like same with, like I said, the TV show Supernatural is basically saying the same thing, where God, who is a dude, sits at a bar. I don't think that it's just. I actually think that my new theory, if you will, is that there is a God, there is a Satan. They are equal in power. They are equal in a lot of stuff. They're virtually they're brothers. But I think that sometime between when God told humans about his 2 commandments, which is I am the only God and don't believe another God, sometime between that point and any time after that point, basically, him and Satan had a huge fight, and Satan locked him away, and Satan has been in charge of humanity ever since, posing as God. And I think that that's the thing that makes the difference between my theory and a lot of the other theories that are going out there about such thing, where people just think that God, which is one of my former theories, which is that God's just not around anymore, or God died, or whatever it is. But that's my newest one, because that now explains.
God told my mom he was just going out for cigarettes.
Right? God went for a pack of smokes and just didn't come back. Yeah, my theory I'm going with for the moment, because it seems to answer it's this string theory of religion. It answers every possible question that you could have about everything that makes perfect, that uses just any form of logic.
Well, maybe I should ask her, because if he's a dude that existed, my mom probably dated him at some point.
Zing.
It's an interesting theory, and I'm looking forward to exploring it with these guys. I don't know where he is. I don't care is my problem. I don't care enough to get to that question. Like, that's what I'm hoping these guys will get me to the point where I can even consider asking questions about where he is and what he does, because at this point I'm just like, this religion's fucked, and I can't take it seriously enough to give a crap where God is or why things are fucked up. Too many questions. Like, you calculate the odds of conception. You know how many people would have had to bang the fuck out of Eve before they could have got to 36 billion people on this planet? It's just... Seriously.
Yeah, but keep in mind, just because I
every one of her kids
fact
would have had to throw it in her at least twice before we started going. Like, it's fucked. It's not a good story. I need these answers before I worry about where God is.
She was a whore.
and the rest of the religion is just based on Mary really sticking to her story.
Yeah, pretty much. As people believe things like that back then. So yeah.
No, I just got pregnant.
I didn't cheat on you, honestly.
You didn't sleep with somebody? No. I wonder, like, who was the second chick who tried that?
Probably her sister. This is what we don't know about her.
The father's just like, I'll see if that little shit can walk on water.
Right, exactly.
Did you drown our baby? Not my baby.
No, I just proved he wasn't God.
That is horrible. Oh, I lost it. Anyway, yeah, it's a good theory. I like your theory, Gord.
Thank you.
And everybody should. Oh, I wrecked it. Never mind. Next time.
Eric!
Where's my other news story here?
I don't know, but I have some awesome news for you now.
All right, let's go with Gord's awesome news, then I'll get to my pipeline crap.
A Michigan man was attacked by his samurai sword-wielding partner last month after he allegedly did buy marijuana for the suspect.
That is awesome. You know, everybody who says marijuana doesn't make you psycho, I have seen so many examples of marijuana making people fucking nuts. Usually when they can't get it.
That's yeah. See, but when they're on it, they're fine. It's like every drug. Keep them high and they'll be fine.
Well, yeah, that's how drugs work.
Exactly.
When you have them, you don't complain, and when you don't, you attack your partner with a samurai sword. If I had one, I would have.
I love the wording of this thing because they go, the guy, 28, was hit with various assault charges 2 days after allegedly punching the victim's rib cage and stabbing him with a 21-inch sword inside the suspect's apartment. Still armed with the bloody sword, the 23-year-old victim, the buddy chased the victim into a parking lot before they both took refuge in their separate apartments. Police were called to the scene around noon when they found the victim smoking a cigarette while holding a bloody towel to his side.
I think, honestly, I think sword fights should be allowed. Like, not like random attacks, but if you're like two guys and you're having a sword fight, that should just be allowed. That should be, let that one go. Let them go do their thing.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I
no police intervention in sword fights. No, as long as they're like evenly matched, it can't just be someone killing someone with a sword. But if two guys are fucking on the street, like Zorro style, just let them have at her.
It'd be so awesome to witness. I'd pay money for that.
I feel like there's not enough sword fighting going on. There should be more. Like that guy's, it's a good example. He's starting it out. That's good. Attack. Because the natural instinct would be to go buy a sword in case it happens again. You need to be able to defend yourself. So hopefully these guys start a trend, because I would love to see old school sword fights just happening all the time. Like, they're not just like random, but if you have a beef with a guy, then you go outside, you fucking sword fight.
Well, yeah, I fully agree. Just let me sharpen them first.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, don't fight with dull swords. I saw a show about Vikings and all their dull shit and how they just basically smashed you to death. It wasn't like in the movie where they cut your arm off all nice and clean.
No, that's
it's like a bat. They just pummeled you. Oh, horrible.
You know, I was saying it to a guy at work today. I'm like, I would love to end up being like mentioned on the news where like say, man attempted to murder other person today with kitchen knife, but the knife cut was so clean the wound sealed right back up. Thanks to Gord Strain and his amazing little shopper sharpening.
Amazing knife sharpening. That would be funny.
That would be fantastic.
I can just see us when we've got full media credentials and the guy's like, I don't know, he came out of nowhere and stabbed me. But did he tell you where he got his sword sharpened?
Right. Where'd you sharpen the edge? The people need to know. I would enjoy that.
Wait, before you bleed out, can you tell them where you got your... Can you say it was Gord's little sharpener? It was... God
damn it. Almost had it there.
Oh, but this in no way means I want to be involved in a sword fight. I want no part of it. I just want to watch it happen. Just so you guys know.
Just making sure we get that clear.
Just cutting through the haze. Don't come up and throw me a blade and on guard, because I won't. I'll just run scared. But I would like to see you do that to other people. So the federal government,
otherwise known as the biggest disappointment on the planet,
the judge struck down said that the carbon tax was not constitutional. So Jason Kenney in Alberta said immediately demanded that the carbon tax be taken away, and the judge said, "What is this, like fucking 2012? Where have you been? It's a stupid fight. Fuck, move on. Come up with something original, you fucking idiot. Like, are we not over this yet? We've got fucking pipeline shit going on."
Yeah, we're still being charged for this carbon tax bullshit. Because, taxing something is what fixes the environment.
It doesn't, but it's the best we've got for now, and all the other provinces are doing it. Just shut up and fix your province.
Stop by assuming that a carbon tax is what's going to fix anything.
No,
eliminate that.
Carbon tax does absolutely nothing except absolve places like China who can buy the fucking credits and keep polluting indiscriminately. It virtually does nothing.
It only helps polluters.
But we don't care, and nobody cares, and Jason Kenney doesn't care, and fucking can we just not talk about this in season 3? I'm begging you, Jason. Shut up. Move on with your life. The carbon tax is here to stay. God damn it. Go fucking protest blacks having the vote now or something, you idiot.
Go protest women can't drive cars yet.
It's just ridiculous. Like, there's a point where you have to give up. Even John Horgan finally given up and just said, all right, do whatever the fuck. And these pipelines people are finally getting arrested on pipelines. That's a good thing.
And they're also looking, now I'd like to know your opinion on this one, but apparently the Canadian government is now looking at sort of overhauling how and what you're allowed to protest.
Yeah.
Like, in a sense of, like, they're looking to put restrictions on protesting, which I think is a good thing to an extent.
Yeah, Justin Trudeau came out and saw some of what was going on in Ontario this weekend and just said, I'm an idiot and I don't know what's going on and I don't fucking care. I'm going to go spend some money.
I'm going to go give $20 million to somebody. See ya.
So someone in the government's got to step up and do it. And I think they're absolutely right. I mean, these fuckers showed up at John Horgan's house. Like, you want to protest, that's fine. You don't go to a dude's house. That's brutal.
No, if you want to go to a dude's house to protest something, you go to a priest house that fuck little kids. You go to his house.
Oh, no, that's different. That'll be a good old-fashioned lynching. But you don't go to a guy's house and fuck up his family and stuff. That's not right. I'm all for protesting. A family member of mine is one of the biggest protesters of the Trans Mountain Pipeline. You guys know how I feel about that, but I very respect him and his ability to do a decent protest. It's just nice to see him doing something. But you can't take it to people's houses. Don't be from America. Don't be a professional protester, which half of these people are. Like Gord said, that one lady said she just wants to shut down Canada.
Yep.
Don't do that.
You're protesting for the sake of protesting is counterproductive, and it just devalues and destroys any thoughts of what a protest is supposed to be about.
And someone yesterday said to me, who cares? Who cares if they shut down Canada? Let them.
No.
I have a fucking daughter who's 5 years old, and I want her raised in Canada. My Canada. I'm not letting anyone take that away from her. Not even her grandmother.
Well, like she cares anyway.
No, she was the one who said, who cares? Let them shut down Canada. We're all going to die anyway. Fuck, that's not the point. I'm not going to let David Suzuki and Justin Trudeau ruin my daughter's life. I'm just not. Don't let these protesters... If you're going to protest, go... I guess we have to have protest zones like other countries, where if you could protest in this little fucking area, and if you leave that little area, then you get arrested. That's just the way it is. Because we can't stop these fucking trains. Come on, what are we doing? We're going to ruin our economy? I don't understand the whole... It's like the rioters in the States who fucking... Like, when the black people rioted and they burned down their own neighborhood. What the fuck good does that do? Go burn the neighborhood of the people you're protesting. Don't burn your own neighborhood, you retards. It's same with these guys. You want to protest the government by ruining the economy? Then we're all fucked? Use your head.
I don't think they can use their head. I don't think these type of people are smart enough to have a thought beyond when.
Exactly.
So, die.
Alfred said it best in The Dark Knight. Some people want to light the world on fire just to watch it burn. He's talking about that criminal who never wanted money or whatever.
He was talking about the Joker.
Joker.
That's right.
It's true. Some people just want to fuck with stuff. They don't care about you. They don't care about this pipeline. They just want to fuck with us. Don't let them.
Not only do I mean, here's the thing though. You remember this whole argument about the pipeline is about three things: A, NATO's getting money; B, invasion of territory; and C, the environment. Well, you can throw the environment out the window because at these protests, they're burning tires.
Yeah, exactly.
Tires. There are a whole lot of cities and communities and towns all throughout Canada where you can get charged for that and do get charged for burning that. And these idiots are showing up with truckloads of tires to burn because environment. No.
And if you really want to care about the environment, ladies and gentlemen, you know where your recycling goes after you drop it off at the depot on the weekend? It goes on a fucking barge to Thailand where it sits on the beach and gets in the water and ruins half their fucking country. It doesn't get recycled. Nothing gets recycled. It's a lie. It goes on a big boat and it goes to an island where you can't see it so you can feel good about yourself. So while you think you're helping the environment by stopping our pipeline, sending clean oil in a clean way to clean boats, go down and protest fucking recycling, which is the biggest scam ever played on the human race.
Yep.
That's something that should be protested. The fact that recycling is a lie. Protest that. Not the pipeline, which is only going to help the environment, you retards.
Bunch of goddamn idiots. Oh, sorry. These fucking idiots are boring me with their fucking stupidity bullshit.
Well, it's just, you're looking at it all wrong. And, well, the protesters aren't, because they just want to protest. They don't give a fuck. But anyone who actually cares about the environment, do some fucking research, please. There's a lot worse things happening than clean oil going through a clean pipeline and no more trains derailing and blowing Canadian cities off the map. That city's just gone.
Yeah.
You want that? That's your alternative to stopping a fucking pipeline? Come on, you meatheads.
Yep. That's just how fucking stupid they are. That's it.
We're not stopping oil. I'm not saying it anymore. You won't stop oil. You know this. You have to know this. And like Gord said, you're burning tires anyway, so don't stop pretending you care.
Yeah, you don't. You're showing up in your gas vehicle. You're wearing clothing made from petroleum in sweatshops around the world. No, you don't care.
I wonder if you did a poll, how many people in Ontario that are fucking up all the trains actually know why they're doing what they're doing? If they even know that this community up north exists. This is just old Oka people trying to fucking start that shit again.
Yeah, because it's not about the people who live in the town, because they want it. They want the jobs. They want the stuff that's going to happen. So, fucking jackasses.
That was not exactly what I wanted to say, but I like it. Anyway, get over the carbon tax. Jason Kenney, go figure something else out to bitch about. This is something up Gord's alley that I thought I'm actually surprised he didn't bring up, but maybe just because of our interaction last time we got on the subject, but an Ontario man who was acquitted on murder charges that's now been turned over by a judge, and he will face second-degree murder charges in a self-defense case in Toronto.
How about that? So what happened?
Well, and this falls right in line with what I was saying. A guy was breaking into this guy's car. He came out and filled the dude with bullets. And then tried to plead self-defense.
And the other guy had no weapon?
Nobody knows. He was breaking into the car at the time. If he did, he didn't have time to pull him out.
See, I don't. That wasn't part of my argument. That's dumb.
So it was. I guess I didn't hear about this trial, but I guess they're saying the trial took a very racist tone because, of course, the guy breaking into the car was First Nations. So it went racist and like, oh, this dude's a racist. He killed him because he was First Nations, which is ironic because the other guy was Indian.
So it was an East Indian and a Native.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's a gag just waiting to write itself.
The dude got acquitted, and then the judge said he failed to instruct the jury properly. Therefore, the man should stand trial for second-degree murder. I guess in his instructions he said, no, he was supposed to lose, you idiots. That's not probably what he said. My bad. I was supposed to instruct them to find him guilty, and I didn't, so we're going to have another trial. But yeah, there you go. The self-defense, when you're claiming self-defense, the key to that thing is you have to be defending yourself. You can't just come out and shoot a guy who's breaking into your car. There's no danger to yourself there. Well, it depends on what your deductible is, but still, you can't just kill a guy.
It depends what your deductible is. I don't remember signing my thing for my insurance for my car.
You can't just shoot people. We're not America. We have certain laws still, and that seems to be one of them for the time being. Everyone, do yourselves a favor, invest in a sword. I'm telling you, this will catch on. Everybody go invest in a sword. So yeah, he's going to face second-degree murder charges. He'll probably, I don't know if he'll might get manslaughter, probably.
Yeah. Yeah, because he'll just claim, I mean, because the easiest claim is that if he's criminal enough to break into my car, then I have to assume he had a weapon. That's why I shot him.
Well, that just makes sense.
It doesn't it, though?
It would be a lot easier for me as an ordained minister to believe you if you had a sword instead of a gun.
Because, what would Jesus use?
Oh, speaking of that, I got a notice on my phone that Coach Dave was live on YouTube. That's Dave Habenmeyer, who Gordon introduced me to, who's now my godfather.
Good choice of words.
I got this notice on my phone that he's live on YouTube. So I quickly go over, I check it out, and as soon as I hit the mute off, first thing I hear, a man cannot marry a man. And then I just shut it off right away. It's like, attaboy, Dave. That's all I heard.
Way to disappoint, buddy.
First thing out of his mouth as soon as I caught him just at the perfect beginning of that sentence. I'm just like, yep, that's my boy. You're my boy, Blue.
You're my boy. My boy.
Fucking Coach Dave's. A man cannot marry a man.
Because, that matters.
Coach Dave, as much as I enjoy being part of your Salt and Light Brigade, I disagree with you, and I can do that. I can marry two people. I will have marriage licenses coming. Well, not like real marriage license. I can give you a marriage certificate when I marry you, is what I'm saying. I've still not worked out the legalities of me marrying me and officiating the wedding. I'm looking into that, though.
Whoa.
But there's going to be one hell of a prenup, let me tell you.
Sorry, that's just funny.
Okay, what? Coronavirus is stupid. Justin Trudeau is stupid. In self-defense cases, you have to be defending yourself. That's the key. Everybody buy a sword. Everybody go to ericandgord.world and buy a t-shirt. No, I already did that too. Hey, go back to Eric and Gord. If you were just on ericandgord.world buying a t-shirt, go back to ericandgord.world and buy another one.
Fuck it, why not?
And on Pink Shirt Day, we have black shirts that say "fuck Eric and Gord" on them. But
yes, we do, and I'm proudly wearing
what you can do while you're walking down the street next week in your shiny new Eric and Gord t-shirt. You're gonna get a lot of response from people passing you by, and they're gonna be very happy and pleased to see you in your Eric and Gord t-shirt. And what you could do for us is literally the easiest thing in the world. It's the hashtag easiest thing in the world initiative. When someone comes up and they go, hey, where did you get that fucking awesome Eric and Gord shirt? You just got to be nice to them and tell them. When someone's pumping your gas, you just got to be nice to them. When you're buying your coffee, just be nice. Just be nice to everybody all day. And then hashtag the story with hashtag easiest thing in the world. And let me and Gord know what you did to be a part of this. And we will send you something.
We don't know what, but
I have no idea what. Things are so disorganized right now. I don't have a freaking clue what I have and what I don't have, what's coming, what's not. But there's prizes for people if you get involved in this. We've been trying for 2 years, but we kind of last year slacked off. Now I'm bringing it back. Hashtag easiest thing in the world. Be nice, people. Just be nice to each other. If you can't really be nice, fucking fake it. It's not that difficult. Literally the easiest thing in the world.
If you do find that to be really difficult, then you really need to, like look at yourself in the mirror while you're eating a bullet. That's what you need to do.
There's someone, who was it the other day, was just telling me about the lack of manners. It's not so much like kids are stupid. I don't think kids are stupid. And I don't think kids have it easy today. They don't have it easier than we do. I would have been a fucking train wreck if I had to grow up nowadays in this digital goddamn world where everything goes so fast. Fuck, these kids got it brutal. But there is a significant lack of manners, and that's something we got to work on. I know it sounds funny coming from me and Gord, but neither of us are ever rude to anybody until they seriously deserve it. We sit here and we yell at you guys, but there's manners go a long way. Manners are what separate us from the animals, really. And it's just, I've noticed, and it's not kids' fault. We were bad parents, and our kids are all stupid and mean. They have no manners. It's really weird. But it's not like they're being rude. They just are ignorant of the fact that that's what they're supposed to do. Like, please and thank you were a thing of the past.
No, it doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, and it should. And I think by just doing these little things, let's be nice to each other. Let's talk to church people nicely on Sunday, March 8th. And every day, but most importantly that day. Let's just start trying to reinstill this stuff. That all is not lost. And if Gord is wrong and the world doesn't end in 3 years, we're going to want something to go on. So let's try working on it.
7 years.
What, you think you're better than me now?
Yeah.
I'm using NASA math.
Then it's anywhere between it already happened and in the next millennia.
There was something, I didn't even read it, but apparently they discovered some mini moon around the Earth, and scientists said, "What? Who cares?"
Scientists said, "No, that's called garbage."
This is going to get exciting, though. I mean, in the lead up to 2024, going to be very, very exciting. As long as, if Trumpy doesn't win,
which he will,
does the next president pull the plug on everything Trump's done, like reinvesting in the space program. I
don't know. Because you want to know why? There's some things like they'll reverse the two parks that Trump said that it's okay for them to mine in. They'll reverse that. They'll reverse certain things. But a lot of Trump's policies they will keep in place, but they will rename them, and that'll be the difference.
Okay, so you don't think they'll just pull the funding from NASA?
No.
I hope you're right.
No, because I think that they're going to. I think that they'll not only reinvest in NASA, but I think they're actually going to continue on to allowing because they don't want it to be public. So they're going to reinvest more money into it so that it doesn't go public, so that it doesn't go as far.
I think
that's the whole point.
You might slow that train down with like a handbrake, but you're not stopping it. That train has left the station. It's long gone. And Jeff Bezos is taking it to all kinds of extremes. He's just not a media whore like Elon Musk. Pay attention to what Bezos is doing, though. He's got some crazy shit going on. And he's not looking at taking Lance Bass to the moon. This guy's looking at space mining and shit. Very, very cool.
Tasted gross.
I don't have any other news that I cared about.
Oh, dude, I got some news for you.
I just wanted to have a strictly sort of Canadian-ish day. Then the big Trump discussion at the end probably wasn't very Canadian, but we'll move on.
No.
Oh, hey kids, before we move on, I want you to
spread the word by leaving a rating and review on iTunes.
Thank you.
It's so weird. It's like she's in the studio with you.
Yeah, I know. You should hear the things she says when you guys aren't around.
Hi, Eric. I think you are keen.
Speaking of which, I gotta say, there's nothing more fucking depressing than like 3 a.m. when you're surfing for MILF porn and you're older than all of them.
You're like, yeah, where's the mom? Crap.
That is just a fucking bitter pill to swallow. Anyway, that happened to a guy I know. Who wasn't me.
What was his name, Eric?
Sword fight you.
So I actually have to give props. I'm going to try to get through this with a straight face. I'm going to have to give props to Washington because Washington has officially passed a bill saying that lynching is a federal crime.
Well, right on time, fellas.
Because this is 65 years after 14-year-old Emmett Till was lynched in Mississippi, the House has approved legislation designating lynching as a hate crime under federal law.
Man.
Now, the bill introduced by Illinois Body Rushed and named after Till comes 120 years after Congress first considered anti-lynching legislation.
Oh, and thank God, too, because I was thinking if this takes 121 years, I'm going to be disappointed in these guys.
No, Trump is expected to sign the bill. It'd be hilarious if he says, no.
Trump is expected to sign the bill in the year 2259, so great.
Like, this, here, think about this for a second. Obama was a black man.
Yeah.
And he didn't sign the bill.
Couldn't be bothered.
Trump, who's slated as the biggest racist on the planet, is the one who is signing the that lynching is a federal crime.
Well, the American Congress is still appealing the decision to let blacks into public schools. I'm not kidding. They are.
This is so fucked.
That's their whole. They're trying to prove that that when that law was passed, the government wasn't of a sound mind. Because they were acting under duress. And they're going to use that because they passed abortion legislation around the same time, and they're going to use that to say, well, then abortion has to be illegal too. And like they're not trying to get blacks out of public schools, but they're using that as their weird way of going about things because that's how they do it in the States, I guess. All these weird, if you get shot in the stomach and your baby dies, we're gonna charge you with abortion, and then and that'll show the rest of the world that that stupid abortion law should be illegal or whatever the fuck they were trying to do with that shit.
It'll show the rest of the world that guns don't kill people.
Yes, guns do kill people. I'm so sick of that goddamn guns don't kill people. Yes, they do every day.
Technically the guns don't. It's the bullet inside it does.
Oh God, I'm not doing technically with you guys anymore. No more technically. Technically, shut the fuck up. Guns kill people when you point them at them and pull the fucking trigger, and sometimes when you don't. All these 252.
What was
I
that
don't
movie?
even know.
True Lies proved that when what's her name dropped the Uzi down the stairs and killed like 15 people.
I don't know what the final tally was last year, but the last time I checked in America, it was 252 school shootings. That was like November, so there's plenty of time to beef that up to probably a cool 300 before the year ended. So all you guns don't kill people, shut the fuck up. You're in right there with it's Iran. Guns don't kill people. Fuck you. Yes, they do. No more technically. We don't have time for technically anymore. Our planet's dying.
Oh, wow. Did I just read that right?
Our stupid, idiotic kids are dying.
There were more mass shootings than days in 2019.
Yeah. You know what? I missed that. I forgot. I had read that too.
417 mass shootings in the U.S.
Now,
in 2019.
There is an asterisk there. That number includes gang shootings and
it has
things
to be at least 4 people shot.
That's not just like school shootings. It's mostly rap videos in Texas and that Gord reported on for us. That's not just like school shootings, though. It's a little bit misleading because that does include like gang violence and stuff. But still, 417. Canada's had 2 since 1867. That's not true. We've had 15. We've had 15 in 150 years. 15. You guys have had 400 last year.
417 last year.
How?
The previous record was 382 in 2016. So way to go, America. You're up.
I don't give a crap where you come down on the guns argument. I really don't care what side of the argument you're on. And that's going to be my whole thing starting March 18th, by the way, when Gord and I are on at 3 p.m. Eastern. Or is it 3 Eastern? No, sorry, 3 p.m. Pacific time every day. It's going to be fucking dope.
Am I Pacific time? I don't even know what time.
No, I'm Pacific time. You want it 6 p.m., right?
Is it 6? I thought I was starting at 3. Am I starting at 6?
You're starting at 3?
I don't know.
You don't even get off work till 3:30.
When does this? What are we talking about?
In March, when the new season kicks off, and we're going to our regular Monday to Thursday or whatever it was.
Oh, that thing. Yeah. Okay. So 6.
Oh, that really. All right. So I'll go back to making a point. Here's the point I'm trying to make. We're going to talk about this a little bit with our guests on the next Sunday. It doesn't matter which side of these arguments you're on, the environment, gun control, vaccines, all this, whatever else you want to bring into it. It doesn't fucking matter. We have the smartest people in the universe arguing with each other that the other side is wrong. Stop it and just solve the fucking problem. I don't care what side you're arguing. I don't care who's right or wrong. You guys should be working together to fix it. Just like we should be working with good Christians to find Catholic pedophiles and smash their heads. On all these problems, the two sides should be working together to solve the fucking problem and save the planet. It doesn't matter who's right when we're all fucking dead. Solve the problem.
That's right.
And that's going to be my real big philosophy all for next season is just fucking, I don't care. You're not going to convince me that you're right and I'm wrong, or I'm wrong and you're right. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Solve the problem. And you're wrong anyway.
Just as long as you understand that going into it.
It really doesn't. It's not what if we're right anymore, because I already fucking know me and Gordon are right. Our track record is impeccable. But that's not the point. The point is nothing is getting fixed. We're having the same fucking conversation. Gordon and I, this is our 200th episode today. We should be celebrating. That's actually, that's a for real number.
Is that actually for real? Because it's not like one of these next 15 episodes will be 200?
No, this is episode number 200. And for 200 episodes, Gordon and I have had 4 fucking topics, because it's all you people do. Nobody solves problems.
American shooting pipeline, bullshit racism, and fuck, I want people to die. Yeah, I guess that's pretty much it.
I'm so sick of Americans shooting black pipelines.
Shit happens way too often, man.
We gotta start. We gotta shut up. We gotta start solving some problems. David Suzuki doesn't give a fuck. Get him to actually come work on some problems. The dude is his carbon footprint's 10,000 times that of the average Canadian. You think he actually cares, or does he just travel around the world telling you need to care more? Fuck you, David Suzuki. It's the same as Bono saying we don't give enough out of our pocket.
Yeah.
Fuck you, you $6 billion bastard.
Yeah, exactly.
I think you guys need to give more to charity. You've got $6 billion, fucker.
Yeah, but I use that to tell you about what you should do with your charity.
I think you got to give me my $12 back for Zooropa.
I would take back any album by U2, as long as it's not the Joshua Tree. It's the only good one they had.
Fucking David Suzuki. Oh, you're killing the environment. He literally farts diesel.
Eric, I have to read you a headline that kind of goes along with most of what we're arguing about.
Solve problems. Go ahead, Gord.
Melissa Francis, she is... Okay, yeah, you know who she is?
I'm just kidding.
Okay. She is one of the correspondents for Fox News. She actually said, and I'm going to quote this directly, Americans will be very frustrated if coronavirus becomes politicized.
What?
Wait, what? Americans will be very frustrated if coronavirus becomes politicized.
Well, I guess.
I'm pretty sure you missed the mark.
How is it? I don't see. No, I can see she's going to say it's like an election thing. I don't see it. The only way it's going to be is because the economies of the two countries involved, like China and American economies, are suffering from it. And that's going to be brought up in November, absolutely.
Yeah.
Americans won't care because he's going to come out and he's going to play some Skinner. They're all going to go, "Bleh!" and he's going to go, "Make America Great." And he's going to give out a bunch of red hats, and they don't give a fuck. They're just red hats. That's all you need in America to get them excited. Just hand them some red hats.
Yeah. I like the red hat that just says "nosy little fucker, aren't you?"
I want the one that says "made you look."
Yeah, "made you look" is great too.
Or actually, I would like a big WIWR because that's almost MAGA upside down. I never thought. I've been trying to do something with the WIWR logo. Like, what if we're right? For those of you who couldn't do that math in your head.
For the record, it took me hearing WIWR 4 times before I figured it out.
With a question mark. I didn't state the question mark. That's why it was unclear.
There you go.
But that's cool. I want to make a MAGA hat, but it'll be a WIWR hat, which is not cool to say. So that's the worst abbreviation ever. That's almost as bad as Timmy Hose. Like, hey, watch Eric and Gord, WIWR question mark. No, we'll stick with what if we're right.
Wait, what? Where were what?
I've got this great abbreviation that adds 7 syllables to the fucking statement.
That's funny.
There we go. I'm making bright red WIWR hats for November. That's going to be in response to mega hats.
Now, Eric, have you ever been to a flea market?
I have.
Well, you'd be happy to know that In June 2018, a guy had went into a French flea market, and for 50 euro cents, he bought this little coin. Well, it turns out that coin that he bought is a 1776 continental dollar that is worth nearly $100,000.
That's nuts.
That is just the coolest shit in the world, and I feel horrible for the seller.
Every single year I say, because you hear about someone buys a painting and it turns out to be a real fucking Norman Rockwell or whatever. Someone buys like a coin or a stamp or something. I say every year I'm going to scour these places and look for this shit, and I never do. And even if I did, I wouldn't find anything anyway. But you could make a living on just going around finding rare shit like that people don't know is worth money and then giving them no money for it.
You know what's funny? On the face of the coin, it has a picture of like this sun with like rays coming down a sundial, and underneath that it literally says "Mind you business."
Mind you business.
Mind you business.
That is fantastic.
The first one, mind you business.
Yeah, it's one of those Centennial Negro coins.
People, it's simple. Joe Biden. Or Biden, as we're
Biden, yeah. Joe Biden. That is
Joe Biden. Apparently, I don't know when this was, but apparently he had made a comment about the fact that he was arrested during a trip to South Africa in 1970s. When he was going to meet Nelson Mandela. So he actually claimed that he was arrested. Turns out, not only was he not arrested, he actually just got separated from his group while at the airport. They went through one door, he went through another, and according to Biden, that means that he can now claim that he was arrested.
Wasn't that fucking Olympic kid with him and his buddies fucked up the gas station, and then they said they got held at gunpoint or whatever?
Yeah, something. Yeah,
he's taking the page out of that kid's book. That's awesome. Way to go, Biden. Why is it always? Fucking Hillary did the same thing where she was on a helicopter that got shot down, and no, you weren't, and fucking or something.
Like he literally, yeah, he literally says he goes. But during the trip, Biden said that he had, quote, had the great honor of being arrested with our UN ambassador on the streets of Soweto while trying to reach the civil rights leader on Robben Island. He claims that Mandela threw his arms around him and said, "I want to say thank you." He said, "What are you thanking me for, Mr. President? You tried to see me. You got arrested trying to see me." Turns out none of that is true.
None of that's true. Wow.
No. The Washington Post called the claim ridiculous when they fact-checked it, and they awarded it 4 Pinocchios.
Holy fuck. How do you think you're going to get away with that?
Right? His campaign managers told reporters that he had been referring to an incident when he was, quote, separated from his party at Johannesburg Airport.
And nothing happened.
When a journalist noted that being separated did not equate with an arrest, Kate Bedingfield told reporters again that it had been a separation. He was not allowed to go through the same door as the rest of the party he was with.
Yeah, that's not arrested. Do you not know what arrested means, Joe Biden?
Obviously, it was apartheid, South Africa. Apartheid. There was a white door. There was a black door. He did not want to go through the white door and have the rest of his party go through the black door. He was separated.
Yeah, that apartheid sucked, and I could imagine being a white dude there during apartheid probably sucked. Talk about that. Talk about how it sucked, and you noticed it sucked. Don't fucking make up a lie about it. It's good enough just to say, hey, you know what? I was there during that era, and we don't want to go down that road again, or something like that. You know, say that. Don't. I was there, and then
I was arrested.
I was there, and there was a Christmas party at my wife's office, and I was in the bathroom changing, and some terrorists came in, and I was talking to a cop on the radio the whole time. That wasn't you. That was Die Hard. What the?
I wrote, "Now I have a gun, ho ho ho," on this guy's chest in blood. It was great. Yeah.
Like, why do politicians? Every fucking election, there's one of these stories where someone pulls some. Oh yeah, I was there, and then we pulled the DNA from a mosquito and made dinosaurs.
But the thing is, he didn't just lie about him being arrested. Then he went that one step further to say that Mandela legit hugged him and thanked him. Like, I mean, come on.
That's right there. That's when you see liars. You got it. You can't. Liars always take it one little step too far to blow it for themselves. Every time.
The next one, I can't get over this article because it's just the greatest thing I've ever read in my life. I'm literally just going to read you the first paragraph because this is amazing. A male baboon and his 2 wives ran wild in Australia on Tuesday after escaping from a medical facility where he was set to undergo a vasectomy.
Oh, Jesus.
They said the baboons were going bananas before adding that police and wildlife officials had the situation under control. It's amazing.
That is too much.
So literally the baboon with his 2 wives, him and his 2 bitches, escaped before he had his vasectomy. Australia, way to go.
My hat goes on. I don't know one dude who successfully pulled that escape off. So way to go, baboon.
And he's a 15-year-old male.
Wow. How long do baboons live like human age?
I don't know.
Probably.
But,
I bet they do. I bet they probably live a good long life. Like 15 is probably like sexual prime for that dude.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Maybe that's why he bolted. He's like, fuck you, I'm still my prime.
Did Nelson Mandela help him escape?
Nobody hugged him afterwards.
He hugged him afterwards. Jesus Christ. I actually like Joe Biden. It's too bad he's such a crazy fucker.
Yeah, no. And for that alone, like, I mean, call me whatever the fuck you want, but you cannot vote for him to run for president. If you're sick of Trump's lies, you cannot vote for him to be president just for that one, because that's huge and that's just recklessly stupid.
I was Joe Biden. I'll say it real quick just for the sake of this story. I was Joe Biden until about grade 4. Where some crazy shit would happen to me every day. Never true. None of it. That stuff like that. I was just buying some crayons at the mall, and Steven Spielberg showed up and hugged me.
See, my life has always been crazy enough I didn't need to lie about my shit that happened to me, so I got pretty lucky.
I didn't have to lie. My real life was fucked up enough. But I would top that. Like, just coming up with stupid, crazy shit like that makes no sense and it obviously isn't true. Yeah, Justin Trudeau, I just punched him in the face. Really, he's on live TV in Guam right now. Yeah, it was, I meant last year.
I mean, before there was cameras everywhere.
Don't lie. Hillary did it. I know there was some shit. Oh, the news guy, he was the one who got shot down in the helicopter. Dan Rather or whatever?
Was it Dan Rather? I can't remember.
I can't remember which one it was. One of the big news guys, and he was in Iraq, and his helicopter got shot down. Then it was like he was there with Josh Hart in it, and they had to break out. And none of it was true at all. That's why he got fired, and then I was like, and then Hillary made up some shit about getting shot at. And fucking stop it! Why do politicians do this? Nobody cares about your hero story, by the way. Watch the movie Wag the Dog and then fucking figure it out.
If you have a hero story, somebody else knows about it, they will tell it for you.
But we don't care.
Need you to bullshit. Yeah, nobody needs you to bullshit about it because we already know it's not true.
That's the shit that Trump won against, was this old world fucking bullshit hero story and theme song and all this crap. That's why people voted for Trump, because he didn't do any of that shit. I'm not. There's no joke there. That's why you have Trump right now, because he didn't do the politician bullshit that you guys dusting off fucking Abe Lincoln's playbook and fucking thinking you're going to get voted on it. Stop it. It's like the Democratic Party has been paid to endorse Trump. Because you just keep putting up morons that look worse and worse and worse than the last moron you put up against them. It's got to be on purpose. It's got to be. You can't be this stupid. There's no way you can be stupid enough to think you could lie about Nelson Mandela hugging you and fucking get away with it.
Yeah, that's just it's irresponsible lying. You're making liars look bad.
God damn it.
In Morristown, New Jersey, in May 2018, there was a bus crash in where the school bus driver veered across Interstate 80 in New Jersey after missing an exit.
Yeah, I was there. I almost got hit by the bus.
Right? He crashed into a dump truck, killing a teacher and a student and injuring dozens of others. Well, he was officially sentenced on Wednesday to 10 years in prison. Hootie Muldrow. I just love your name. Your name is Hootie. Hudy. That's amazing.
Hootie.
79 years old, pled guilty in December to reckless vehicular homicide.
It was Hootie and the blow boss.
That's what it was. And so, yeah. Now, here's the crazy thing. Apparently, between 1975 and 2017, his regular driver's license was suspended 14 times.
I think that's a prerequisite for bus drivers these days.
Right. Mostly for administrative reasons, such as unpaid parking tickets. But he also had 8 speeding violations and 3 moving violations. Mainly for not wearing a seatbelt, careless driving, and making an improper turn. Well, isn't that weird?
You know, we had a case here in the lovely Okanagan Valley just recently where a bus driver, I don't know what the altercation was, but he was rude to someone on his bus or something.
Yeah.
So she's like, I'll show him, and she phoned to report him drunk. Like, just to fucking be a bitch, right?
Yeah.
So they immediately pulled the bus over. Turns out he blew like a fucking 1.5 or something. He was so loaded. Immediately pulled off the road. They impounded the bus, which I don't know how that works, but now that the city has one less bus for 30 days.
That's funny.
But yeah, he was totally loaded. And it was like a morning shift. But she thought she was just
when
gonna,
he blew the night before.
She thought she was just like playing a prank on a dude. I'm gonna call. And no, he really was. That sucks.
Really funny.
I was there. I was on the bus. Me and Nelson Mandela were on our way to work together.
Oh man. And in jolly old England, a cleaner at a troubled former office block used to house homeless has revealed.
Was he a chimney sweep? I always assume whenever you talk about anyone from England, I immediately assume you're a chimney sweep. I'm just saying, if you're not like part of the royal family, I assume you're a chimney sweep.
It's one or the other. That's it. Doesn't actually specifically state. But they revealed that she and other staff discovered a weeks-old corpse in a room.
Wow.
Yeah, so in June of 2019, they discovered this. They found evidence that security staff had lost control at the house. you think? Management followed appropriate procedures, they claim, after the fact. But yeah, so they had.
They found a week-old corpse. Like they were like, "Hey, are you okay?" He's like, "No, I'm weak and old."
Weeks old. So
yeah,
he's been there for a while.
Was it Nelson Mandela's corpse by any chance?
No, but it was the lie that Biden told.
That's awesome. A week-old corpse. And then, so the chimney sweep found the corpse, and then what? It was a week old and security staff?
And it had been there for 5 to 6 weeks. It was like a decomposed body. basically, they were just told. The reporter was told that we've cleaned the dead man's room. Basically, they saw it, and after sort of seeing that and being told to clean up the room after the fact, they said, "Okay, that's it, we're out."
Authorities have reason to believe it was Gwyneth Paltrow's original vagina.
Well, the Essex
which she
police
stashed in the hotel so no one would find out that she was a vagina fraud.
I do love the fact that the police confirmed the death. That's my favorite thing. They confirmed it. The the fact that you got some teeth floating in black goo wasn't enough. But yeah, no, that's a death.
That's
but
exactly
it's not
how I described Gwyneth Paltrow's vagina. Some teeth floating in black goo.
I bet you're not far off at all. Probably smells just
Chris
as bad.
Martin gonna come beat me up?
Sure, Kid Apple gonna do something to me? Get the fuck out of here.
And it was all yellow. That's about Gwyneth Paltrow's vagina. Sorry, keep going.
So yeah, the management at the building were concerned with getting the room cleaned and letting it out to a new tenant.
I guess so. Or you could just knock a little off the rent. I'm sure that's fine too.
Jesus. It's fucking heartless, man. Like, the guy's a rotting heap in the corner. Like, hurry up and scoop him up. We got somebody waiting for this place.
That's just how people are these days. Like, how are we gonna rent this place now? Oh my god. Like, no concern for the fact that there's a dead guy. Nobody cares about that.
No, nobody gives a shit.
I saw that poor bastard sat on Granville at the bus stop 8 hours. He sat there dead. Nobody noticed.
That's so bad.
Just mad. That dude's been hogging that bench all day.
Somebody should go there and kick him. Oh, look, he's so drunk he's falling asleep. Oh.
People. Get a fucking soul. Remember I used to have that logo, get a fucking soul? Like, Jesus Christ, what is wrong with you?
Now, I mentioned this to Eric off air before we started the episode tonight. Are we going to talk about Jean Vanier?
If you want to, sure.
This is pretty big news for Canada. Highly respected, highly loved, massive charity founder, philanthropist, man of the fucking day for the Canadian Catholic school systems. Started a company called Arch International.
He once hugged Nelson Mandela too.
He probably actually did. He basically started a huge group. They said large. Here's a huge group where it was about for disabled kids. Gets them, like, just helps them work, helps them become productive people, and it was an amazing. And they've done amazing things with it.
Joe Biden was his first client that he helped.
Proof you can be anything even after working with this. He has his father won the Order of Canada. This is like it's a big family with it's a big fucking deal. This guy, he's done a lot of stuff. It is a tall order, but apparently he died, by the way. He died in 2019, so he's dead last year. At the age of 90.
And he's still dead
apparently
this year.
He's still dead this year.
Okay.
Yeah, he remained dead. He didn't come back to defend himself. Not yet, anyway. Apparently, for over a period from 1970 to 2005, he had engaged in manipulative sexual relationships. The alleged victims felt... Go ahead.
Keep going for...
The alleged victims felt deprived of their free will, and so the sexual activity was coerced or took place under coercive conditions. Basically, now this is when this news first came out. Now, here's the interesting thing.
I don't know how people are surprised by this, because I've always called him Rapey Joe. That's been my nickname for him for years. People like, hey, you're talking about Rapey Joe? Yeah, I just thought that was a thing. But
I just thought, yeah, exactly. It's what they did with Weinstein, but no big deal. This was all found out because his own company, Large Leas International, released a report where they actually had these women that came forward. Now, these women were not ever any of the kids that were part of the program. These were nuns or secretaries and things of that nature.
Or
again, so
like he just picked the hottest categories of porn. I'm doing a secretary. I'm going to do a nun.
Right?
Next, going to be a mother-daughter team.
Then maybe my stepsister.
Maybe my stepsister. Oh shit! That is horrible. I will fight you in a sword fight. I swear to God.
I love this. It says here, none of the women was disabled. A significant point given. The Vatican has long sought to portray any sexual relationship between religious leaders and other adults as consensual unless there is clear evidence of disability.
That doesn't make it better. We only rape the able-bodied? That's not good. That's not a good thing. That doesn't make it okay. But thanks for trying to point that out.
No, the reason why this really came forward, like one of the biggest thing, was that the women, there's 4 women so far, and all 4 of them have absolutely no links to each other. They all reported very similar facts, and Vanier's sexual misconduct was often associated with alleged spiritual and mystical justifications.
It was God. Dude,
it was, yeah.
Fucking God wants you to do this. That's such a... Jesus Christ, that's such an easy thing to say.
Now, in 2015, there was a gentleman by the name of Reverend Thomas Philippe. He was a Catholic priest that Vanier called his spiritual father. He had died in 93, but they found out before he died. Before he died, they had found out that he ended up doing pretty much all the same thing, but way worse. He was part of this whole like underground, like that, like those fucked up meetings where people in masks and shit, and they all stand around and sing witchery hymns and do stuff. It was one of those sort of things, into like a cult almost now. The statement from Large International said analysis of archives show that Vanier adopted some of Father Thomas Philippe's deviant theories and practices. Philippe was banned from exercising any public or private ministry in a trial led by the Catholic Church in 1956 for his theories and the sexual practices that stem from them. But yeah, this is like I said, this is such big news that
that sucks.
There's schools named after Jean Vanier. There's one in my hometown of Milton, John Vanier fucking public or Catholic school, and the Catholic school is now, just because of the allegations, whether it's true or not, but they are already looking to change the name of the schools. What do they change the names to? They got to figure this out one. And one of the first things they did was they turned around, they sent a letter home from all the students to the parents saying that basically the kids have the choice to wear the uniform or not if they find, because it's got his name, the Vanier, whatever, Jean Vanier, on the patch. And they said that they have the option to wear or not wear the outfits if they choose, that they think that the outfits bother them.
I can see Milton lighting this one up on Facebook.
I'm looking. I haven't read anything about Milton Talks yet. I'm looking forward to see what they're saying about it. But
I can see
I just had a chance to look at it.
Like, I mean, you guys, I'm not going to tell you what I'm talking about. So sorry. Go on Facebook. You can try to figure it out. But these guys, this is a community that, like, you read their Facebook page to each other, and it's like, hey, did you guys see the lines painted in the new parking lot? You're like, oh, you mean that one where the third line ends 1 inch to the right? Yeah, that's totally the one. Like, they find the shit. I totally saw that when I was driving by. That one line is off by an inch. What are we going to do about this?
And somewhere in that post, a Milton counselor has gotten involved in it somewhere.
I guarantee that a school is named after Rapey Joe is going to be a huge issue.
Yeah, this is like I said, this is really big. There's what is there? Hang on a second. There are 100 and the charity that it's part of has facilities in 38 countries. Just alone with that one, it's something like 100. Fuck, this one doesn't have it. Doesn't say in it. It's like 135 or something like that buildings in 38 countries. It's a huge thing.
Here's something I know about the world that I've learned. Essentially, really, I kind of always knew, but especially since Gordon and I started this show. Anybody in the world who claims to be really good and does lots of good things, they're actually fucking evil. Always, all the time. And everyone who says they're not evil is just an evil liar, too. Every good person who claims to be good and does good things is lying. They're all lying. They're evil, and they either eat babies or they've raped 100 people. Whatever it is, like this fucking Bill Cosby syndrome, it's not just Hollywood. It's everyone ever who has money and claims that they're doing good shit. They're not. They're fucking someone they shouldn't be. They're hurting someone they shouldn't be. All good people are bad. That's why I swear to God. Money just makes you a sick fuck. It's always the rich. Poor people don't fuck each other like this. It's always rich, sick fucks.
Yep. A similar case concerned the lay leader of a Peru-based organization, Sodalicio. Oh, that's just hilarious. Who escaped Vatican justice for years, even though there was credible allegations of sexual, physical, and psychological abuse against him. The Vatican finally ordered him to live in isolation from his followers, a penalty that drew scorn from his victims, giving that it amounted to an all-expenses-paid retirement in Rome. So this is how the Vatican deals with these guys. Oh, just retire here. We'll bring you children. It'll be fine. We'll bring you children. It'll be fine.
Or they send you to some weird little obscure island where they've got a little church and you got to work there, but they don't turn you in. They don't. Look at the defense of Rapey Joe. The best defense they could come up with is they didn't rape retards. They only raped that's not a defense. Come on. And I don't care if you're Christian or non-Christian. How is this being allowed? Why is this acceptable? There's enough non-Catholics in the world that someone should be speaking up and making this not acceptable.
Mm-hmm. I agree. This is why the Sunday, March 8th is going to be such an amazing conversation.
Yeah, I'm not looking to insult Christianity for 5 hours. That's not my goal here. But I got some shit that I would like to talk to a Christian about and say, look, figure this out for me. Why does God make people of God do horrible things? It just makes me think that Gord's right and it's Satan tricking people. Yeah, God, go fuck a kid. Mm-hmm. That doesn't make sense.
That's it. No. Eric, can you continue on for about a minute without me?
I don't know. Probably not. I'll probably just sit here and play sound clips or something.
Play sound clips for give me about 45 seconds.
Did I talk about easiest thing in the world? I did, but I will go off on it a little bit now, more so than ever. This is something we need to do with all this shit that's going on. People fucking kids, people fucking raping each other. Every good person in the world is turning out to be a fucking scumbag. It's more important than ever that we try to do what this hashtag easiest thing in the world. And all Gordon and I are asking people to do is every time you leave your house, if you encounter someone during the day, try to be nice to them. That's it. Hashtag easiest thing in the world. Tell me and Gordon what you did to be nice. We'll send you a t-shirt or something. I don't know, keychain, pen. I'll send you. I got some shit in my room I could get rid of. I don't know, whatever. I'll send you anything you want. Hashtag easiest thing in the world. We got to start trying to be nice to each other. We got to start trying to open the dialogue. Like I said earlier in the show, we can't keep arguing who's right. It doesn't matter at this point.
By the way, is delicious.
It doesn't matter who's right when we're all dead.
Oh, yeah.
So let's try to work together. Start opening channels for dialogue where we can talk and where we can report stuff. And when we could just get to taking care of each other again.
Or just eat a bullet and end it all.
Or that.
Sorry, I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's just reiterating the easiest thing in the world and how now it's more important than ever to actually do this easiest thing in the world. And maybe we can start getting people talking. We could all get on the same side for once so this shit doesn't go on in the shadows. Let's get rid of some of the fucking shadows for a change.
Yeah, shadows are bad.
I've focused on Catholics this year, but the rapey Joes of the world aren't escaping me.
No.
Really, my focus this year is pedophiles. That should not be a thing that I have to say, because there shouldn't be enough of them where this is an issue.
It's too. I don't know. It's too predominant. I just don't get it.
It is, and it's freaking me out to the point where I think some of these conspiracy theories are not completely off base. Like, I know they're a little whack, but they're coming from somewhere. You know, people aren't just making this shit up. So, this stuff about Hollywood, I don't know. I don't care, but it's got to stop. We have to stop ruining our kids, because look at this generation of kids that's coming up behind ours. There's some fucked up youth. Like, we're running out of children to ruin, and pretty soon our planet's just going to be a bunch of twisted morons. It's got to stop, and that's my main goal this year: is stop pedophilia before the planet blows up in 2027. I guess either way, I want it ended. I can't deal with it anymore, and I can't deal with the fact that me and Gord have to walk down the street with a stigma because we're white, straight, and male. And we're getting shit on constantly, left and right, for those reasons, because all these sick fucks have made it so you just can't trust anyone with a penis. And I'm not getting rid of mine. To please you people. I'm not getting rid of mine. I am not sucking yours. That's my two rules. I may concede to the gender thing, whatever. I'll play along. Sure. Tell me how you identify, and like I said, I've said it a million times. I don't care if you identify as a ham sandwich. I'll play along. I don't give a fuck.
As long as you're tasty.
But I am not cutting off my dick, and I'm not sucking yours. That's my rule for the next year. That's my 2022 rules for dating in 2020. No, I won't cut off my dick. No, I won't suck yours. I'm changing. That's going to be my new Tinder profile.
So, Eric, this brings up a random question for you. How big will a woman's clit have to be for you to stop sucking it? Or to not suck it?
7 inches.
Anything under 7, you're good to go?
If it's big enough to make me feel inadequate, she's got to go.
It's amazing. Oh, fuck.
Was there a point to that question, or was that just
No, that was it. Just a random question that decided to...
Oh, well, it has to be slightly less big than Joe Biden. But it has to hug me like Nelson Mandela.
As long as it's not true, it's fine.
Everything on this show is true. Oh, my sound effects are dead. I was going to have the one that says, like, bringing you up-to-date information. No, we're not.
No.
All right, kids. I think we're losing Gord a little bit, and that's good, because I've been babbling on forever here about stuff. I'm assuming... What's tomorrow? It's Thursday.
Yep.
We got you Thursday?
Yep.
Right on. We will be back tomorrow at some point, probably close to this point, and we will do this again for you. Until then, please don't rape anyone. Please don't lie that include Nelson Mandela, and just fucking try for one goddamn night to take care of each other.
And if you decide not to, do the world a favor and just die.
Or
horribly, slowly, painfully if possible. Try not to leave too much of a mess because somebody else has to clean it up. Be thoughtful.
Good night, kids.
Every story starts the same way. I'll just do a little bit until Sunday. And now I don't even know who I am. Not that I ever really did. Once it's in your head, it's in your head. A big decision. Taking sides, taking sides. And when you meet the devil, he will always say he isn't. Taking sides, taking sides. Once it's in your head, it's in your head until it isn't. Once it's in your head, then your head becomes a prison. Everybody talks about potential. That boy is gonna be something special. But no one bothered to tell him. Not that it would change things if they did. You gotta take sides. Once it's in your head, it's in your head. A big decision. Taking sides, taking sides. And when you meet the devil, you will always say he isn't. Taking sides, taking sides.
Loved what you've heard on this week's episode? Well, the answer is simple. It would mean the world to us if you could head over to iTunes and leave us a 5-star review and feedback. Spreading the word really is the best way to grow our podcast.
Please be advised that this podcast is meant for educational and informational purposes only and is in no way a replacement for legal or medical advice. The opinions contained within are solely those of the interviewers and interviewees and should be received as so. Those seeking help or advice are encouraged to obtain professional legal and medical services.